So
Stay
thank you
safe
to AfLibWk
and
and
relax
Felix
whilst
Nati
you
of the
listen to Ingrid
Wikimedia Foundation,
to take over
and who is
from
the
us now. We'll
global
come back
coordinator
later.
for the
So
One Lib,
Ingrid, you are
One Ref
welcome
campaign, for the
to our
opportunity
program.
to share the campaign with you.
Thank you.
I'm very excited about the African Libraries Week and hope to see lots of citations being shared. I got involved with the campaign in about 2018 at the Wikimania conference, which was held in Cape Town. Since then, I've been promoting and advocating for librarians in Africa and in South Africa to get involved and to make a difference and to add that good, solid reference to a missing citation, to do what is in our librarian DNA to do. So, having said that, this is the content of the presentation. I'm going to cover what the One Lib, One Ref campaign is, how you can participate, touch on the anatomy of a Wikipedia article, talk a little bit about the core Wikipedia policies that affect One Lib, One Ref, and in fact, all content on Wikipedia. Then to talk very importantly about what makes a good source, and to talk a little bit about quality control. I mean, you know, sort of who looks at your references to see if you've actually done a good job. And then we'll do a step-by-step guide to how to actually add a citation. So, right, so what is the One Lib, One Ref campaign? It's a campaign where librarians across the world have been challenged to add at least one footnote or a citation to a reliable source in any Wikipedia article. It runs twice a year, January the 15th to Feb the 5th, and then May the 15th to June the 5th. And that's the May the 15th to June the 5th is the dates that we're particularly interested in. But the campaign has been going since 2016. So AfLibWk is obviously adapting the campaign to the African context through the African Libraries Week. So just imagine a world where every librarian added one more reference to Wikipedia. That single citation improves the representation and credibility of reliable knowledge about communities that those libraries represent. Articles operate on an assumption of verifiability. Statements in an article should be verified, and then by adding that footnote or that citation, because we'll use the words interchangeably, footnote, citation, to a reliable source in any Wikipedia article, you help Wikipedia readers worldwide. We're going to play this short video, the campaign video. Oops, sorry, jumped ahead there. I'm sorry that I'm having a little technical problem. It should play. There we go. Sorry, it's buffering on my side. It's supposed to play straight.
Imagine a world where every librarian added one more reference to Wikipedia. The OneLib1Ref campaign seeks just that, the gift of one citation to make Wikipedia better and more reliable. Wikipedia has over 500 million readers, but not enough citations for all of our facts. We need the help of many librarians around the world to take your reference expertise and share it with the public, who use Wikipedia often as a starting point for research. Librarians are at the heart of knowledge distribution, quality information, and verifiability. Participating in the campaign extends your impact to millions. To contribute, first, review a sentence that needs a citation using citationhunt.org. Second, find a reliable source that can support the statement. Third, add a citation using Wikipedia's cite generator, which makes it simple to format a reference from any URL, DOI, or ISBN. Fourth, add the project hashtag OneLib1Ref in the Wikipedia edit summary, then click Publish. Fifth, share your edit on social media to encourage others to participate. You can join the campaign even if you're not a librarian. Every person who cares about reliable, free knowledge is invited and appreciated. Participate today to ensure a better Wikipedia for all. Visit www.onelib1ref.org for more information.
Okay. Let me go back to my screen. Oh dear, I didn't want to play it again. All right, I'm now having a little technical problem. I need to get to my push the escape. Yes. Okay, I'm right. Okay, so how to participate in that campaign is to find a reliable source that supports a citation and the article, add the citation using the Wikipedia style, add the campaign's hashtags, and then share your edit on social media using the campaign hashtag. When I checked on Tuesday evening, there were 389,073 articles missing citations. So there is a lot of work to be done, a lot of scope. These are ways that you can actually participate. You can find an article. You can find an article where citations are needed. You can find an article with sourcing problems, and we'll talk a little bit about that. You can find an article that needs updating. Maybe you look at your country's article dealing with your country and check the stats. Check the stats that are referred to. Maybe you can update that way. You can select an article while browsing. You can add a source from your collection or from your research to further reading, or to the see also sections of an article. Then, using the citation hunt tool, which I will show you what that looks like, you can actually find, it offers you a random citation needed statement. And there is a way of then also searching for particular categories of articles that need a citation in that screen, in that tool. And then you can let your research skills kick in. That's what we do. This is what the citation hunt tool actually looks like. It gives you this random snippet. You can either decide that this is where you actually want to work, or you can type in an article category down over here, and you can see what it generates. That link over there takes you to the article, the Wikipedia article, and that's where you can work. There is also this link here to information about what makes a reliable source. Or you could look at this page. There is actually a Wikipedia page that lists all articles with unsourced statements, and you can filter by categories. So you can then look. There's some links to African related content. For other resources and other information on how to participate, there is this great resource page, onelib1ref.org. It's a lot of what I'm saying is going to be on that page. Go and have a look after the webinar. Right, my next step is I just want to take you through the anatomy of an article so that you can see where and how some of the suggestions of how you can contribute fit into the picture. This is a typical Wikipedia article. Starts with a summary, followed by a table of contents. You'll see here that there are numbers. Those are the citations, which link to the reference list down at the bottom. So here again, the in-text or inline citations. So everything has where there is a number. If you click on that number, you'll be taken to the item in the reference list. A citation that or reference in an article usually has the two parts, and this is it: the number, and then the article, the source in the reference list. Down at the end of the article, you'll find a See Also section. So See Also refers you to other articles in Wikipedia, or this is the reference section. It gets called interchangeably notes, sources, references. It varies from article to article because I think that depends on the original editor who devised the article and the template. And then there is not to be confused with that reference list, this is also further reading. So you can actually, if you've got a good book or a good source, you can actually, and you're not citing from it, but you can actually list it here. And then right down at the bottom of the page, there is the footer. Okay, so next section of the presentation just talks a little bit about the core Wikipedia policies that apply to the campaign. Wikipedia's got there are fundamental policies that are used that guide the process, and the main ones in terms of this campaign are verifiability and reliability. The verifiability policy, one of the key policies is that of Wikipedia is that all article content has to be verifiable. This means that a reliable source must be able to support the material. All quotations, all material whose verifiability has been challenged or is likely to be challenged, and contentious material about living people must also include an inline citation to a source that directly supports the material. This means that Wikipedia is not the place for original work, archival findings that have not been published, or evidence from any source that has not been published. Even if you're sure that something is true, it must be verifiable before you can add it. And if you're adding new content, it is your responsibility to add source information along with it. So that is the bottom line. It's material. Those sources need to be verifiable and reliable. So on to the next section, because this is what actually makes a good source. How do you know? So this is actually also where your the information literacy, digital literacy skills kick in. A lot of what we tell our students, how we sort of promote good information skills. This is us practicing what we say. So what makes a good source? What is meant by a source is the work itself. That could be the document, the article, the paper, etc. The creator of the work and the publisher of the work. And all three of these affect the reliability. So you need to have a reliable publisher, a reliable creator. What is meant by published? Although it generally talks about text materials, either in traditional format or online, audio, video, and multimedia materials that have been recorded and then broadcast, etc., also meet the criteria to be considered reliable sources. But Wikipedia does make the point that media sources must be produced by a reliable third party and be properly cited. And preferably that archived copy of the media must exist and be accessible via the internet. So what makes a good source? So published in a source with a reputation for editorial quality and peer-reviewed. So we're looking at sources like peer-reviewed journals, books published by university presses, university-level textbooks, magazines, journals, books published by respected publishing houses, mainstream newspapers. Self-published material, published media is a bit iffy. The general exception is where the author is an established expert with a previous record of third-party publications, etc. But what you're actually really wanting is the pucker good academic material. Reliable. As the librarian, it's a source that you would point a patron to if they wanted to know more. And I think that for me is a key area. And then it needs to support the text. It should back up what is stated. If it doesn't, but it's a good general resource for the topic, then it could be added, you could consider adding it to the source, adding the source to the further reading section, and that counts as a for the One Lib One Ref campaign. Using open access is first prize, or publicly available sources, but you might also need to use print material that perhaps isn't available online. And as long as it's sitting in a library somewhere, it would be good to use. The other element that they do say that if you can't find any supporting source for a claim, and this does happen, you see where it says citation needed, and you cannot actually find anything, you can remove the claim from the article, and then you can add a note to the article's talk page about what you removed. The other thing that needs to be taken into account is age. Older sources may be inaccurate because there's new information, new theories, etc., or it's too new to use. So you need to bear that in mind. Now, there is a very useful Wikipedia page which lists reliable sources. in terms of what Wikipedians regard as reliable sources, or sources that you shouldn't be touching with a barge pole. That if you do cite, you know, refer to them, include them in your citation, Wikipedians elsewhere might well remove your citation. But it's especially if you're not too sure whether a source is reliable or not. You can actually check with other editors. Right, and then, so quality control of Wikipedia content. So if you're adding citations, but you may be wondering, you know, sort of who keeps an eye on what, and how does Wikipedia keep an eye on what is added? These are the tools that are used, and even for hashtag #OneLib1Ref, because you'll see that we will be actually adding the hashtag into the edit. It'll be picked up either by the, you know, the changes will be picked up by the bot or by human eyes to see what you to monitor the changes. I know one colleague had added quite a number of citations, and some of the citations had been taken away, were rejected, were deleted, and that was because the person looking at the citations, doing the quality control, didn't think that the reference was good enough. So you need to know that there is quality control. So this takes me to the practical, and I'm going to just take you through a few screenshots of how to add a citation. First steps first, you need to create a Wikipedia account. And then once you've done that and your account is there is an option with preferences, and you can then go and set up your preferences. What I want to suggest is you go to the editing tab, and you actually you're going to be using the visual editor. So you need to just make sure that the instructions here, temporarily disable the visual editor, isn't ticked, and then to go to the drop down box and to actually choose the visual editor and press save. Then you're going to be getting it's a visual editor is an easy way to edit pages without having to learn the wiki text markup, unless of course you want to learn the wiki text markup or you are quite used to HTML coding. But the visual editor is actually very easy to use. It is that WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Right, and then you need to find where a citation is needed. This is just a reminder about the using the citation hunt tool, but remember there are other ways to locate where citations are missing, and we mentioned them earlier, and that the OneLib1Ref.org page actually has other strategies as well. I just want to show you what kind of where additional reference, improvement, and citation needed tags will come up. So this is an article on the school, and Wikipedia will tell you that this article has actually got multiple issues. There are a number of things that are wrong with it, but not only this, it actually needs additional citations for verification. So where it says citation needed like that, that'll tell you, yes, I need to start looking for a reference. So Once you've identified a missing citation, you found your article, you've seen where a citation is missing, you now need to find that good, reliable source. And this is where your librarian mojo, your librarian research skills will kick in. But let me tell you, that could take some time. I mean, quite often you're going to be looking at, and you're going to find this article, and you're going to see it has a missing citation, and you're going to go off and have to go and locate an article, locate the source. So once you have that source, it is then time to add the citation. So these next few slides are going to just demonstrate how you would do that. I decided to look at soccer in South Africa. And I actually see there are no citations in this, which I'm sort of going, still going, I can't believe it. I looked at the SAFA, the South African Soccer, the SAFA website, and at the About Us, and I thought, oh, that'll actually make a pretty good reference, the South African Football Association. It's not actually even listed in the external websites at the end of the article. So it does in fact need to go there. So I've logged in, I've called up the article, and you'll see here, there's an edit option. You need to click on edit. From that side, I then need to do, I've got my reference, I need to click on the sentence where you want, after the sentence where you want to add the citation. And I then need to click on cite. Now, Wikipedia is really great for referencing. You actually can, it has two options. You can actually sort of manually add a citation, or it'll auto-generate a citation for you using the URL or the ISBN or the DOI, or you can actually go in here and then just, you know, sort of manually fill the appropriate fields in. But I've decided to just do the automatic, and I have just popped the URL into the box. I've clicked automatic. This is what it gives me. I've added the citation or the URL into that box, and it's given me, and then I've had to click. So it's telling me, you'll see this is what the website, this is what the citation will look like. I need to just click insert, and what will happen is it'll tell me I can actually go and edit this if I wanted to, but I can then just go to click on publish changes, and it'll publish the change. This window then comes up, and this, you need to briefly describe the changes that you've made. So I've put in the hashtag #OneLibOneRef, I've put in the hashtag AfLibWk, and I've made a little note about what I've added. I've described the changes, and when I've clicked on publish, this is what has come up. So there you'll see that the number 1 appears at the end of the sentence with the link to the appropriate reference. So you'll see it'll put the reference in the right order, in the sequence of orders. You may want to reuse a citation. I wanted to just point out that this reuse a citation, there is that option as well. So if you're going to be citing several times from that particular website, you can reuse, and you just need to use that option. Okay, but if you don't have access to resources, I mean, I think for many of us, we are sitting in a fortunate position in our own libraries where we have access to resources, But if you don't have access, there is this really, the Wikipedia library is well worth going to have a look at, and to see, with all sorts of resources that are there. It's the most wonderful and probably the most best kept secret, and it shouldn't be. This is the page for the One Lib One Ref campaign. You can go in and explore that, and just some photos from last year's One Lib One Ref sessions in South Africa. One is my own institution, and the other was at the National Library, who held a cite-a-thon. Okay, and there's a list of useful references. A lot of what I've referred to in the presentation. All right, Sarah, Doreen,
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is awesome.
Okay, shall I?
Thank you.
Okay.
I believe we've learned a lot this afternoon, and I wish to remind you that what we have just learned is to help us participate in the upcoming AfLibWk Week. I wish to inform all of us here, the participants, panelists, and everyone present, that AfLibWk will be launching our first Librarians Week, which is scheduled to take place from 24th May to 30th May 2020. The theme for the Librarians Week is promoting African scholars to the world. And because of that, AfLibWk, in collaboration with Wikimedia Foundation, organize all the four training, and this final training is to help us add citations to articles on Wikipedia that do not have on reference Wikipedia that do not have now. With us to launch the African Librarians Week is the president of AfLibWk, Mr. Mandla Ntombela. And we have some of the panelists here. In fact, a lot of the panelists here. In fact, a lot of here with us. The Librarians Week is an outreach initiative by Wikipedia, AfLibWk, to engage library community, to help engage library community in African content on Wikipedia. And like I said, we are grateful African content on Wikipedia, taking us through, and like I said, how to add citations to references, to articles, how to add to references, to articles on Wikipedia. The Librarians Week has the theme, like I said, promoting African scholars to the world. And with us, we have also created a hashtag that is AfLibWk, that is AfLibWk. You can find it on Twitter. If you follow us on AfLibWk, you can find it on Twitter. You can also follow us on our Facebook pages or on other social media pages. AfLibWk has also created a website that we'll be using to ensure that all the librarians who are willing to participate can log on and have all the articles there for you to decide on which one you want to edit. I would like to now welcome the president of AfLIA, Mr. Mandla Ntombela, to, no, sorry. I'm sorry. I need to, first of all, if you have any question to answer, kindly type it. You have any question, kindly type it on the question and answer button down there, and the resource person will attend to it or answer you. So if you have any question, you can type it there. We have 2 questions here at the moment that I would like to read out for Ingrid to answer. The first one is, I wonder if high school children guided by the librarian, of course, can participate in the ad reference campaign.
Hi. Oh, hello, Voyo. Yes, high school children, yes, can be guided can participate and add reference, but I'm going to hand over to Felix to answer that.
Okay.
Okay, so hello, thanks for the question. Anybody actually can contribute to Wikipedia if they are guided properly and they are taken through the necessary steps. So high school students are not excluded from that.
All right. The second question is, you were addressed during the presentation. This, sorry, I don't think it's a question. All right. I think that is so far the only question we have. Please, the participants, if you have any question, you can type it in the Q&A button. Click on the Q&A button down there and type your question and we will answer you. We are also streaming live on Facebook. So if you have anything you want to add on Facebook, you can go there and view it. And then you can also view it if you are not getting us right, or those who want to join us on Facebook can also view from Facebook. At this time, I would like to call on Mr. Mandla Ntombela to launch the African Librarians Week. Mr. President, you are welcome to the 4th Wikipedia webinar.
Thank
Hello.
you, Doreen. Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
Members of AfLIA Governing Council, Dr. Sarah Kadu, Doreen Appiah, Ms. Ingrid Thompson, AfLIA and Wikipedia team that has led this process, librarians and information workers all over the continent and worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great honor to launch African Librarians Week. On behalf of AfLIA, I am pleased to be part of this initiative of knowledge sharing and capacity building of librarians in the continent. Thank you, Wikimedia and AfLIA team, who has been involved in leading this initiative and making it a dream come true. Although this historical launch is taking place in the midst of the global epidemic called coronavirus that is challenging the whole world, please take heed of the call made by governments and stay at home while you do your duties virtually if possible. On this day, we also support that the librarians keep on supporting reading and providing information that will keep us going until the battle of this pandemic is over. The launch of the African Librarians Week also coincides with the World Book Day, which is taking place today, which is all about celebrating the power of books and the joy of reading. AfLIA, as the unifying platform for the African library field, is interested not just in building the capacity of librarians to deliver relevant, cutting-edge, targeted, and purposive information services. AfLIA is also deeply committed to the upliftment of Africa as a continent through the projections of the voices, culture, philosophies that need to be heard loudly and clearly. with knowledge in all facets of human existence that is worthy of being open and integrated into the global body of knowledge of academic giants that deserve global recognition. That is why we are partnering with the Wikimedia Foundation to ensure that Wikipedia, which ranks amongst the most consulted sites online, has large, relevant, accurate articles about who we are and what we have done and are doing. As librarians, we are in the forefront of knowledge dissemination, and I dare say knowledge creation as we walk and work together in AfLIA. It is therefore with great joy as the president of AfLIA that I launched the campaign for the first ever African Librarians Week, scheduled to take place from the 24th to the 30th of May 2020, with the theme promoting African scholars to the world. It will be a week that African librarians will update articles about Africa and African scholars in all disciplines with references, citations, and further reading stars, contributing to creation of reliable content on Africa on Wikipedia for the benefit of global readers. This has been the essence of all webinars we have organized on Wikipedia, and a dedicated page has been set up on the AfLIA website to share more details about the African Librarians Week, how to participate, and frequently asked questions, FAQs. It also hosts several simplified resources, including webinar, recordings, and other tutorial videos. To help prepare you to adequately participate, a support team is also on standby to assist you should you have any encounter any problems. Therefore, visit the AfLIA website, which is www.aflia.net, to learn more. To ensure a coordinated campaign on social media, the official hashtag for the week is hashtag #OneLib1Ref, as Ingrid Thompson has mentioned that and was presenting around that. And the other one is hashtag AfLibWk, as Doreen has spoken about that one. I encourage all librarians from national libraries, academic and special libraries, public and community libraries, school libraries, as well as LIS institutions in Africa, to get ready, be a part of a changing narrative, of changing the narrative of Africa and African scholars in Wikipedia. There will be recognition that will be provided in relation to the participation. Award of certificates of the best 50 participating librarians, while the top 5 contributors will receive prizes during the 2020 AfLIA conference in Ghana, Accra. Ensure that you present your institution and country well in this exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me by these few words to declare the campaign of the Library Week duly launched today. God bless African librarians. God bless AfLIA. God bless Wikimedia. God bless Africa. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Viva AfLIA, viva, viva Wikipedia, viva. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. The President has duly launched the African Librarians Week. Thank you so much. Please, if you have any question about the African Librarians Week hashtag, you can ask. I wish to inform you that we will send all the resources or the presentation to members via email, and then it will be uploaded online. I also wish to inform you that participants who attended 3 out of the 4 series that webinars we organized will receive a certificate of participation. I also wish to remind you to visit the AfLibWk website and sign up to participate in the African Librarians Week, and then create your user account. If you do not know how to create a user account, you'll be guided when you try to log in, or you log into our website. You'll be guided on how to, it is easy on how to create your user account and participate in the campaign. Please, if you have any question concerning the hashtag, you can ask. All right, there's a question here. And it reads, in some Nigerian institutions, citations from Wikipedia is prohibited in projects. They argue it is not a verifiable source. How can this perception be expunged from the society?
I will quickly take a step in answering that question. So the misconception has been passively passed on from generation, and nobody has duly researched or tried to find out by themselves why people say Wikipedia is not credible. Now, if this were to be like a full Wikipedia editing session, we would have spoken about the misconceptions and then helped you understand better. But just to simplify my answer, all I'm trying to say here is that, remember Ingrid mentioned that Wikipedia is not a primary source of information. Wikipedia is a reflection of what the world is saying and what publishers and authorities on subjects are saying. So then ask yourself, if those same sources were used in the research without having to go through Wikipedia, would you have said no as a librarian or as an academic? It is just because the misconception is there and nobody's like trying to find out reasons why some of these adjudications are wrong or right. But on Wikipedia, like I've already mentioned, we use only secondary sources, and these secondary sources are published by credible people with authorities on the subject. So by picking the right sources from Wikipedia and using it, I don't think you should have a problem with anybody. Now, the other thing is that students often pick the content, copy and paste, which is wrong, because normally when you teach students, you teach them to sort of like paraphrase so that they don't plagiarize, but students will copy it verbatim, like exactly what they saw onto their work. And that's the reason why most academics will say, no, we don't accept content from Wikipedia. And the other thing is that when they also pick the content, they're very lazy to look at the sources that are being put on those texts. And so they just go ahead and say, we got it from Wikipedia. Of course, Wikipedia did not write those publications, so then you cannot say Wikipedia. And so these are the reasons why systematically Wikipedia has been excluded from academia, and people have been saying that Wikipedia is not right. It's just because people don't know how to use it, and also just because passively we've accepted that it's not a credible source.
All right, thank you. Okay, there's another question. It said one library, one rep. Does this mean that one only campaign in one's institutions? I think the person wants to ask if each institution can just give one reference to a particular article.
Could you repeat the question again? One
library, one ref. Does this mean that one only campaign in one's institution?
The person who wrote the question, are you trying to say that is there supposed to be only one campaign in one institution?
I think that is.
Okay, if that's the question, then of course, One Ref is a global campaign that's run online. Anybody can participate. If you find other people who are interested in your institution and they want to organize something virtually, you can organize with them, or you can have separate events. It doesn't really matter. The whole point here is that we want African librarians to actually effect changes on African content to improve the quality of articles that exist about Africa on Wikipedia, because at the moment, there are very scant information about Africa, and there is also very little information about Africa.
All right, thank you. Please, do you have any question concerning the Librarians Week? If you have any question, you can ask now. If you have any question concerning the Librarians Week, please, you can go ahead and ask. And the team is here to respond to your question. I'd like to inform you that the website address for the campaign is in the chat, as well as the hashtag has all been typed there by Dr. Nkem. So if you want to visit the website and see what is going on, get to know more about the campaign, kindly visit us. Though I also wish to extend a hand of invitation to members whose libraries or whose institution is not yet registered with AfLIA to kindly visit our website, aflia.net, and then go to the membership page, download the membership form, fill and send it to us. We will guide you on how to become a member. Please, any other question from anyone? Okay, there's another question. It has been a perception for many years, but about the quality of Wikipedia. So some instructors reject its use. I think this question has been answered already. And so please, the question has already been answered when our colleague Felix answered the other question. It has been answered. Thank you. Please, do we have anything from Felix, from any of from the president or any other person?
I think I just add a word or two here. So in the presentation, it was mentioned like One Leb, One Rev is a campaign that runs every year. It runs in January and May, specifically around getting librarians to improve the quality of the articles that exist. We believe that librarians work highly effectively in their own spaces and they know their work more than anybody. As custodians of knowledge, it's an opportunity for us to extend the work that we do from our offices to a much more global audience that can receive and learn from our prowess or from our activities or actions. I just want to say that it is, for me, I'm very much elated to do the African, or to partner with AfLIA to organize the first ever African Librarians Week, because this is the first time that we are taking a specific look at Africa when it comes to content on Wikipedia and directly taking a course with librarians on the continent to effect this change. So anybody in this call who will be participating with AfLIA should not see this as a lightly opportunity, because it's an opportunity that I think we have to make history. And especially that is connected to the African Union Week. I think it's quite exemplary for a lot of other things to evolve, because we always keep on complaining about the fact that we want the opportunity to make the change. And I think this is the time that we've been given. And I always say to people that Wikipedia has given us that voice, because the voice that we could not have before to tell our stories, now we have to tell the stories. So let's take advantage of the opportunity to tell the right stories about Africa and to improve content and quality about contents that exist about the continent.
Thank you. Dr. Nkem, would you like to say anything in addition?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Doreen. Did you introduce Felix, who he is?
I think I did not. Felix, please forgive me. Dr. Nkem,
why I'm asking is that, many of us do not know who he is.
Okay.
Felix is the library outreach coordinator at the Wikipedia library. He's a big shot, people. He's a big shot. And we are happy that he's here with us today. And he's actually the person behind the partnership, behind all these things happening. We are happy that he's here with us. Then also about the African Librarians Week. I think it's a time for all of us as librarians to get excited, to look for other librarians and tell them, see, that we want to push Africa to the front and that librarians are the people to do it on Wikipedia, that we have the information, that we deal with information as information managers, that we have the skills and the knowledge to help Wikimedia become better and project Africa better. That is what I really want to say. And then another thing is that in our different countries, you might get calls from people that will help us to run the campaign in those countries. Please make sure that you join the others. Don't be that lone ranger. Work with others so that everything will flow. And like our president said, there are going to be prizes. The first 50, that's the best, or the best 50 editors are going to get certificates for that. Then the best 5 out of the 50, you're going to get prizes, where in Accra, Ghana, next year, 2021, when AfLIA has her conference. Yeah, I hope that all of us will get it, but we are looking at the best 50, and it can be you or the other person, but I'm sure that it can be any of you. So please make sure that you participate in this. Ramp up the excitement, let others know about this. Don't keep it to yourself, so that the world will know that African librarians are amazing people. Thank you, Doreen.
Thank you, Dr. Nkem. There's a question here, and you and Felix, I think you should answer this question. Do you only campaign in your institution as a rep for your library, or you campaign for other institutions as well as yours?
Yeah, so this is a very good question. Ingrid, I'll use Ingrid as an example because that's the closest I have here. Ingrid, from 2018, when we actually took her through some of the things, Ingrid has been advocating throughout the continent. She's been doing this at LIASA conferences. She's been doing this within her own university, even to the extent that her school recognized her hard work and then sent her over to our biggest conference, which is Wikimania. And that was last year in Sweden. So yeah, don't just look within your space, but then there's a very notable African proverb that goes like, when you brighten the corner around you, everybody sort of like catches on the fire. So yeah, when you start in your university, I'm pretty sure somebody will contact you and say, hey, we want to do the same thing. And then we can extend it further and further and further. Also about not working as lone rangers, like Dr. Nkem mentioned, you could, we would get to that step where we'll introduce you to other people within your communities who are already Wikimedians with experience and expertise to support your cause. And even if there's no Wikimedia organization yet in your country, this is an opportunity for you to be a leader in the Wikimedia space and also to sort of like bring that recognition from your country to the broader movement.
Wow, this is good. I am excited. I know most of you are. But before we draw down the curtain, I'd like to encourage all librarians to stay safe. We need you alive, because come next year, 2021, during the AfLIA conference, we want to see you all there. So please stay alive and stay safe and adhere to all the guidelines that has been set by World Health Organization as well as your local health authorities. And let's continue to share information, be the authentic source of information. And like Dr. Nkem rightly said, we have the sources on our hands, in our hands or on our fingertips. Let us learn to continually share and share the right sources. Thank you.
I believe that we are done, but if you have other questions, if you want to stay on and ask questions, you know, maybe how do you do this or that in your country, please, you can stay on and ask questions. We'll answer you. But Ingrid is done, our president is done, Felix, I think he's done too, but the team will stay on here and answer your questions, at least for the next 15 minutes. If you have any more questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, colleagues, and all the best. Thanks, Felix. Thanks, Dr. Kem and the whole team. Let's enjoy this opportunity. It's ours in the continent, colleagues. Have a blessed week.
Thank you very much, the moderator. I want to believe that the site I saw Stanley sharing is the African Librarians Week page in the AFLA website. I think members or participants need to know that as soon as they register, or as soon as they get to the site, they will get all this information which Ingrid has been giving us, which is not well taken. They can easily learn more on how to do the editing. I think they need to know.
Yeah, quite true, Dr. Chinwe. Once they get to the site and they sign up, if they have any issues, if they have questions, they can do this or that. They can get back to us and say, hey, can you help us? We will see what we can do. And then also because we are still working on our list of champions in different countries, we can direct you to people in your country that can help you so that you will pull through. Then we are also pleading that every African country is represented. If it's only you, like I saw Marilyn from Seychelles, I saw Rashid from Morocco, I saw somebody from Somalia, I saw somebody from DRC, Congo, just one person each from this country. Please try and get others around you to ensure that librarians in your country participate. If you have any issues about that, you get back to us and we will help you sort it out. Someone asked the kind of activities that we can, that libraries can do during the week. That's what we've been talking about. We want to use the week to do the one librarian, one reference, to add citations and references and further readings to Wikipedia articles about African scholars so that we will project Africa to the world. That's really the underlying objective of the week. It is not, and now because of the pandemic, we are not really allowed to have physical activities. You can now go online, as we are online now, call other librarians, call other people that you feel might be interested, and put them through on this, so that during the week, which will be 24th to 30th May, you can now add references and citations to articles that we hope to share with you soon. I hope I answered that question.
There's also another question here, Dr. Nkem. I think you answered that. Says, I missed the second webinar. How can I be part of those editing for Wikipedia? Hello, Dr. Nkem.
Yeah, I heard you. The links are up there in AFLIA's website, and the webinars are also on AFLIA's YouTube channel. You can go there and access them. Then you can still participate in the week. What you have to do is to go to this site that is being shown now. You know, you find every information that will help you to do that. You practice on your own or with others, or you ask us for help before the date, and we'll help you to ensure that you join us at citations to articles in Wikipedia during the African Librarians Week. Thank you. Doreen, if there are no more questions, I think we just have 3 more minutes before our time will be up, because we said that we were taking extra 15 minutes to answer questions. So I think we have just 3 more minutes, then we can close shop.
All right. Thank you all for taking time to be part of our series of webinars. And
please, hold on, please. Somebody asked a question. Somebody asked, how about French-speaking countries? Now, what we've done is that we've translated all the slides of our webinars into French and Portuguese. And even on that page, all of them are there. The president's speech, how to sign up, all of them, all that information is there in French and Portuguese. So everybody can participate. Thank you. Go on, Doreen.
all right. Thank you all for taking time to be part of our webinar and to be part of our launch for the Maiden African Librarians Week. This is for us, this is for Africans. Let us be part of this and make it a success. I believe no one will want to lose out. We all want to represent our countries. If you know anyone in any other country who was not part of this webinar, tell them about the African Librarians Week and tell them or ask them to be part, because the more we get people to join, I believe the more we can edit a lot of articles on Wikipedia. Thank you very much. We will meet again during the campaign from 24th to 30th May 2020. Don't miss out on this one. Thank you.